Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the Points of Articulation. My name's Dave and if you're new to the channel, welcome everybody. Today I'm taking a look at the Hot Wheels Star Wars Republic Gunship, which is part of the Build a Death Star series released in 2019. When it comes to the Republic Gunship, this baby made its first on-screen appearance in Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. So when it comes to the Republic Gunship, this has to be one of my favorite molds Hot Wheels has ever put out. In my opinion, great detailing, and everything's there that should be, from the tail gun all the way to the ball turrets. Just a beautiful piece. Now, believe it or not, I have reviewed the mold to this particular ship twice before on my channel, and we'll look at those ships later on in the comparison section. But just for a heads up, if you want to check out those reviews, check the links in the description below. Now, having said that, remember everybody to stay tuned towards the end of the video when we construct the next piece of our Death Star. For the size of this particular model, nothing has changed from the other versions. It comes in at 2.5 inches long. So everybody should know how my videos go by now. We're going to take a look at the mold, the paint, put on the stand, compare it to some other pieces, construct our Death Star, and then we'll be done. So let's get moving! So let's get this video started looking at the mold. Like in all my videos, I will go over all the major sections of the item, and then we'll get a nice close-up look to see all the fine details. So for the main points of this ship, we have our laser cannons, our cockpit, 2 ball turrets, looking good. Right here should be an entryway, and that's on both sides of the ship. That cylinder piece right there. And then we have our troop hold. Now in the movie, these panels open up and all the troops run out. So that's pretty cool. That's on both sides. Then we have our missile launchers. Our engine section in the back, which looks pretty good. Aft turret. Pretty dope. We have our wings. Looking good. 2 turrets on the sides. Underneath, we have more missiles. Looking sick. For the bottom of the vessel, copyright crap. Here we have a screw and a rivet holding it together. And the stand connector port. All in all, pretty decent looking ship in my opinion. What do you guys think? Let me know. So now let's get a quick closer look. Alright, let's begin our closer look looking at the bottom of the ship. Like I mentioned before, we have a screw, a rivet, stand connector port, copyright crap. Besides that, some nice molding here. We have some raised line work and also recessed line work. Looking pretty good. We can see the bottom sections of the turrets. Here we have the little dish where the beam actually comes out of. Very nice attention to detail on here. You know what? Why not? Let's go take a look at the turrets. As you can see here, very nicely done. Great line work. Pretty cool. And that's the same for this one. They're identical. Pretty cool. Now for the front of the ship, we have our 2 laser cannons. Looking nice. They are detailed very well for the size. Pretty neat. Then we have the front of our ship, which has nice curves on here. We have our cockpit. Very nicely done. And then it goes all the way up to the missile section and engines. Some nice detail in here. Pretty cool. Now for the sides, we have our entry right here, which is closed. Some beautiful line work here, the Republic symbol above my finger. Nice touch. Just an amazing job on here. Now it's a little hard to see all the detail because of the paint, but everything's there that should be. And then back here we have the troop hold door. Very nice. And that's the same for this side. There's no difference at all. The Republic symbol, all the paneling. Just really nice. Now for the back, we have our aft turret. Looking good. A little thicker than I think it should be, but it's cool they added it. Pretty cool. Now for the engines, you can see some minor detail in there. The paint kind of covers it, and then it's lost in the sauce, but the detail's there. It's just covered up. Now for the top of the ship, some beautiful work here. Magnificent stuff, especially on the missile launchers. Fantastic detailing. You can see some recessed areas here. molding, modules, pretty dope. And they're the same on both sides. Again, everything's mirrored on here. Even the underneath is detailed. Pretty cool. For the wings, we have some beautiful molding here. Nice work. Excellent stuff. The top of the turret, nicely done. It's the same for this side. Again, everything's mirrored. For the underneath, recessed section, some great line work. Come down, we have our missiles, 4 of them, nicely molded, and the bottom of our turret. And that's the same for this side as well. A fantastic job. So that does it for the mold. Hopefully I covered everything. So now let's take a look at the paint. And now looking at that paint job on the Republic gunship, just like all the other ships in the Build the Death Star series, we only have one color here, folks. Silver! And they did an amazing job to me. This looks much more metallic than the Naboo Starfighter. Very T-1000-ish. And for those who don't know, the T-1000 is a Terminator that's liquid metal sent back in time to kill John Connor in Terminator 2 Judgment Day. But regardless, if I grab the Naboo Starfighter here, you can see because how it's molded, it looks sort of dull. And this one, with the light bouncing off all those little fine details, it just looks way more metallic to me anyway. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. But anywho, like I mentioned, there is only one color on here, metallic silver. You have die-cast, which is painted beautifully. And then you have, just like the Naboo Starfighter, some sections, like the ball turret here, which is rubbery plastic. And they really tried to match the paint on these two. And in my opinion, I think they did a decent job. Pretty dope. I like this ship quite a bit. So that does it for the mold and the paints. Now let's put this baby back on a stand, compare it, and continue construction on our Death Star. And just like other Hot Wheels ships, it comes with a cool translucent stand. Peg the stand into the port like so, hear that click. And just like that, everybody, you're good to go. And for a quick size comparison with the Hot Wheels Star Wars Republic gunship on the right hand side, on the left, we have the first piece in the Build the Death Star series, the Naboo Starfighter. Now, I reviewed this bad boy last week. It's a pretty nice ship. If you're interested, click the link in the description below. And then for another size comparison, here we have all the Republic gunships Hot Wheels has released thus far that I own. On the left-hand side, we have the normal painted version of the Republic gunship. I still say my favorite is the ARC Trooper variant from the Clone Wars animated show. Some great looking ships here. And now looking at today's Death Star piece, which comes with the Republic gunship, we have molded number 2. Some structural integrity molded in there. Pretty nice. On the bottom, we can see some of that as well. And also, the track system, which we're going to utilize today. For the detailing of the piece of the Death Star, we can see some recessed line work for the outside of the Death Star, which looks pretty cool. Now, like I mentioned before my last review, I'm not going to spend too much time on this because I'm going to review it as a whole. So now, let's construct it. Alright, when building the Death Star, like I mentioned, see this little nib right here by my finger? That goes right here in this section, so let's construct. Awesome, so 2 pieces done. And I don't know, so far it looks pretty interesting. 7 more pieces to go. And that does it today for my review of the Hot Wheels Star Wars Republic gunship, which is part of the Build a Death Star series released in 2019. What more can I say? I really enjoyed this ship. For the mold, A+ work, everything's there that should be, and I think they did a decent job for a child's toy. This thing's great. Now, for the paint, in my Naboo Starfighter review, I said that even though the silver is nice, I wish it was more metallic looking, maybe chrome, that would have been awesome. With this vehicle, maybe it's the mold, maybe it's the type of paint they use, but in my opinion, it looks way more silver than the Naboo Starfighter does. And for that reason, I like it a little better. Having said that, I still wish it would have been chrome, but it is what it is. And you can't forget, besides coming with a translucent stand, which makes it blend in with the rest of the collection, it does come with a piece to build your own Death Star when you collect all 9 ships in the series. So that's everything I have to say about this awesome ship today. I hope you enjoyed my review. If you did, hit that like button, and if you would like to see new reviews every Thursday, subscribe. Again, thank you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it, and I hope to see you next time. Bye, everybody!